This is a screencast for Lesson 2.5 and the mid-unit assessment. The objective for this lesson is I can describe the qualities of a letter of intent and use those as I brainstorm for my letter. So the lesson starts off by the teacher explaining that students will be writing a letter of intent for their mid-unit assessment, and they will describe that the letter of intent is very similar to a cover letter. It is a type of expository writing that will follow the format, or not the format, but will have many of the elements from the expository essay that they saw in the previous lesson. So after the teacher explains what the assignment will be, students will read an article about cover letter basics, and they will use the question chunk annotate literacy strategy. They will read this article on their own and do it independently. And so again, they will have to answer questions after each little section about the cover letter. This article gives a lot of details. It covers style and format, how to write it, what to include in each body paragraph, etc. So they will be expected to learn a lot through reading this article, and they will be expected to apply what they learned very shortly. At the end of the article, students need to list the 3 big ideas about letters of intent, and then they will get with a partner and share those 3 ideas, and then the teacher will call on 3 to 5 partners to share their answers to make sure that everyone is on the right track. After that, the teacher will transition into a short mini lesson about the difference between a thesis statement and a topic sentence and how to write a thesis statement and a topic sentence. And so students will have these notes already written down for them. They've likely done something similar to this in their freshman English class, and so hopefully it will be a review for them and a good reinforcement. After that, you will move into this section, and so in this section, students will be given a thesis statement. So this would be a potential thesis statement from a letter of intent. And from here, students will need to design a topic sentence. And so the teacher needs to model the first one for them. The second one could be done as a class or small groups. And then the third one should be done independently, and the teacher should check and see if students are able to do this or if they need any help in mastering this skill. So after you've talked about the difference between thesis statement and topic sentence, and students have had some practice in that, you will show them a sample letter of intent. And so students will read this with a partner. Partner A will read paragraph 1, partner B will read the second paragraph, and they will switch on and off. After they have completed reading this article, they will have a discussion and they'll pull out what did this letter of intent include that was stated in the article that they read up here, and then you will have a short discussion about that. After you have completed that, you're going to show students the rubric, and I apologize, you're not going to be able to see the full screen. So you're going to show them the letter of intent rubric. It must have an introduction paragraph, 2 body paragraphs. I would go over everything that needs to be included. They need a concluding paragraph. They will be graded on the formatting, so they need to make sure that they include all of these elements. Highly, highly recommended that this is typed. And then conventions and sentences is also included in this rubric. This is very much an authentic task. It's very similar to a real letter of intent that they would write for a real job. And so you're going to want to emphasize how important it is that they really spell check, they really do a lot of grammar checking, and it is their best work. After that, you will give students some time to brainstorm, and so they have the letter of intent template, and so you'll spend some time giving them time to brainstorm, put some notes in each area. So that's the end of lesson 2.5. From here, you transition right into the mid-unit assessment, which is having them complete this task. So they will take this, put it into a draft form, and eventually put it into a final draft and turn it in. So make sure that students are really aware of this rubric, and that you reserve the computer lab so that they can go ahead and type it out. And that is lesson 2.5 and the mid-unit assessment.